free for another period.
No update on Al either. I mean, he went through some stuff yesterday, but hasn't done anything that I know of today, and I haven't gotten an in-depth report on him yet today. I knew he's not available tonight, obviously.
You anticipate those guys being available Wednesday?
I have no idea. Still?
I was looking at some stats. I think you guys, your opposition takes 10 more free throws a game than you guys. Is that a matter you're not aggressive enough on offense, taking it to the basket, or you're fouling too much, or what?
I think the part of that we can control is our offense has been pretty good, knock on wood. But we don't have a lot of guys that have historically gotten the line. So it's not going to be a team that is going to, get to the line as much as some others probably. Certainly Isaiah, and he gets to the line a lot and probably carries the majority of the load right now. But on the other end of the floor, we've got to just be a little bit better about playing without fouling, especially when other teams are in the bonus. We showed some clips on that yesterday and talked about that yesterday. And that's one of the many things that we've got to get better at. Easier said than done because, we're undersized and we're going to have some times where, we're going to foul. So we just have to minimize the times where, on the ones that we don't really need to, kind of the unnecessary fouls.
That's one thing that's been said about Marcus in the past is that he's had that ability to get to the line. Are you looking for them to improve it?
I'm not as concerned, again, my focus is on the defensive end of the floor as our team right now. So obviously we have to continue to score. We have to play good offense. But I don't want people to be outside of themselves nor try to force things that aren't there.
How much is there a correlation between your offense being second in the league right now and kind of Avery Bradley's hot start, rebounding,
Yeah,
shooting?
I mean, he's played well. He's been a really, if you look at kind of the arc of his efficiency over the last 4 years, he's really risen and continues that rise, and that's his hard work, that's his commitment to getting better. I think the fit here is good, with how we play, how he plays, who's around him, and I think he makes the other guys better too. So he's done well. He's done really well, but he's an important part of our team, especially when you're playing without Al, Kelly, and Jay. I mean, those guys are three of our best offensive players. So it's really important that Isaiah and Avery are able to score for us.
Have you seen Jay at all today?
Jay's getting better. Didn't do anything notable today that I know of. Again, I know those guys. I knew those guys weren't going to all be available, and didn't find out about Kelly till earlier today. But I just our focus is on the guys that are, because we've got a tough task ahead of us.
Coach, was the Kelly decision more how he felt after the last couple of days, or was that more of an Eddie and kind of taking him slow?
I gathered it's more of how he's feeling. I think he's getting really close. But I think certainly it's, we want him to feel 110%. And, kind of our target date in the back of our minds has always been mid-November. We're not quite there yet.
Denver has one of the biggest front courts in the league, too. So what challenges does that pose for you guys, especially being shorthanded up there?
No, I mean, they've played, last night was by far the worst game that they've played, but otherwise they could be 4-0. They've played great. They played a tough schedule, 4 out of 5 on the road. And, everything from their starters who have given people fits to their bench who, when you think about it, you bring in Nelson and Wilson Chandler and Fareed off the bench. Those guys are good players who have been doing it for a long time. This is a good team, and we'll have our hands full tonight for sure.
How about their starting bigs in particular?
I mean, Jokic and Nurkic are both good players. Gallinari has gone for 40-plus multiple times, so it's a good team.
Sticking with the same starting five, Jalen in there.
Same starting five as last game, yeah.
Do you even remember the time that Jameer Nelson was yourself?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Not great, but I thought Jameer was great when he was here. He only played a handful of games, I think, and was turned around and traded to Denver, and we played him shortly thereafter. But he's a really good guy, very accomplished pro. Can't find anybody that say a bad word about him. I mean, he's just I think he helps teams, and so it's not a surprise that he's playing such a critical role for them.
That's kind of a weird
The day that I remember most vividly is when we were in Indiana. And we're in the locker room, and Brandon Wright gets traded with about an hour before the game. Jeff Green's trade hasn't gone through, but it's about to go through 40 minutes before the game, and then you got to go in and do a speech at 35 minutes and say, hey guys, I know this is kind of weird, and you know, 2 of you aren't even going to be here tomorrow, but we got to go out and play as well as we can. You know, like it hits you that those transitions can happen quick in this league, and you're right. I mean, 42 people in a year and a half was a lot of people. Yeah, I didn't deal with the one and done when I was at Butler. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff.